All right, folks, we have the Phillies coming to town. It's going to be two National League teams back-to-back, but the Astros played great at home. Jeremy Pena has signed Scott Boras as his agent. We're going to talk about the All-Star vote. Let's get into it right now.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talks Astros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can I find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok, at Stros411 on X on Facebook, and at Wheelhouse Media Company on YouTube. And just wherever you find H-Town Wheelhouse, just search it up, make sure it's me, because there are some fake accounts out there. But you know what? I'm always positive, always Stros.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts, go and check us out. And Brett, apparently you've been doing podcasting longer than I knew. So we have a combined about 18 years of podcasting experience between the two of us.
We're adding to it.
Talking pros. Yeah. I didn't realize how long you've been doing it. I've been doing it since 2015, and you've been doing it for a little bit longer than I thought you were since you came on. But guys, thank you for becoming part of Locked On Astros Nation, becoming an everydayer. And we've been talking about, I know Brett and I have been kind of not crying about it, but just like, why didn't Astros extend Jeremy Pena? And so Jeremy Pena is having a career season. So of course, what does he do? He goes ahead and signs one of the top agents out there. And then the Astros, they got their outfielder that's gonna lead them to the promised land this coming season, or for the rest of the season. And we'll go ahead and give you update on the All-Star votes. And if you want to get Alvarez into the All-Star game, you need to get out there and vote for Alvarez, your DH. So Brett, I know that we've been talking about this. You've got to extend these guys while they're early in their career. Jeremy Pena is having a career year. He has in the American League, he has the second best WAR, 4.4, behind Aaron Judge. And everything looks like he's going to have a breakout season. He should be an all-star. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But he signed Scott Boras as his agent today.
Yeah, he did. Now, there is a little caveat to this, because Dana Brown has said as recently as today that the offseason is going to be huge. That basically, so what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to sign Hunter? We're going to extend Hunter Brown, and we're going to keep Jeremy Pena under contract, core guys with this team, something that Crane's never agreed to? I don't know.
Brett, I'm still waiting for Alex Bregman to be Astro for life.
Stop. Okay, look, bro. I know. I get it. I know that what Dana Brown says is not not always what Dana Brown does, but I think his intentions are good. But I'm going to reject this, TJ. He said sold to the New York Yankees. Other than Garrett Cole, who has become a New York Yankee? Maybe what? Lance Berkman, when he was playing, he played for the Yankees for a little short spin there. But Jeremy Pena can cement himself in Astros lure, an Astros legacy player. He could be an Astros Hall of Famer, Eric. I mean, why would he want to leave this city? I was actually talking with some people close to him today, and I was trying to get a pulse on where Jeremy is. And they're like, we don't know. We just know that if we were in his shoes, we would have probably done the same thing. And so whether he stays or goes, I don't know. Now, someone did tweet today that they trade Jeremy Pena in 2027, just like they did Kyle Tucker, and get some pieces back. I mean, wouldn't that be a heck of a thing? The new trend for the Astros isn't to let him walk in free agency. It's to let him go and get some key players back. I mean, I don't know. I think Pena is the guy that you want to keep around, that you want to see going back to 2022. Lindsey Crosby sat down with me and we talked about the floor and the ceiling for this guy. And the ceiling projections, he's pretty much hitting those. And so he very much is an MVP type candidate. I believe he should be first place in voting. He's really like lagging behind third. I've got some of those updates, but man, it is. Come on, Houston fans. Like, I'm not saying you have to vote all Stros, but you need to vote those Astros that deserve it. And Jeremy Pena is right there with Jacob Wilson. He's better than Bobby Witt overall. And actually, his WAR is the highest of those three players.
Yeah, so Jeremy Pena is 27 years old. His slash line is 326, 380, 490. So he has a career 290 entering the season. So, but he's made a few adjustments, and he won the Gold Glove in 2022. And we see him kind of making that switch into not just a Gold Glove winner like he was in 2022, not just the guy that struggled in 2023, but we're seeing him kind of make the adjustment, be all around player. And these type of players, they're going to cost a little bit of money. And I know that Jose Altuve said that the Astros need to sign him. This is a guy that you need to have around for a long time. And Jeremy Pena said it'll be awesome to be Astro for the rest of his career. But of course, that's what you're going to say. And he's currently making $4.1 million per year in his first arbitration year. And so he's got 2 more years until the Astros have to make that big decision. But the Astros had their opportunity to extend him. That good shortstops like this don't come on trees. So you had your opportunity to extend him. But I don't think that, I know Altuve took extension to stay with his hometown team, but you don't see these type guys that often that say, hey, I'll stay with this one team for my entire career. You see everybody chasing the Benjamin, so to speak. And you see Bregman. I thought Bregman would be here his entire career. That's just the type of player I thought he was, the type of person. I thought that he was going to be here, but if anybody, I would think Alvarez would be here his entire career, but Jeremy Pena, maybe, but it's going to cost a little bit more, especially with the way he's playing.
Yeah, especially if he keeps it up and his trajectory continues to go up here in the league and his place on the game. There's only like 1 or 2 players that have a higher WAR than he does this year. So Jeremy Pena is doing what you want your major league starters to do. You want them to progress. You want them to become the best. And at the end of the day, how do we keep him locked in? How do we keep him as a Houston Astro? You're going to have to sign him before his deal is up. Is Boras going to think that there's too much money left on the table? If I'm the Astros, I'm trying to get these talks started now. So when the season's over in the offseason, the first thing you do is you hand a contract extension to Hunter Brown. You hand a contract extension to Jeremy Pena. Now, with both of them being Boras clients, the probability and the likelihood of both of those guys signing, I think, goes down drastically. But then again, like you said, we thought those guys were going to stay here. Now, I kind of saw Carlos Correa. I actually thought Carlos Correa would end up being a Yankee when it was all said and done. He ended up in Minnesota. But, yeah, man, you never know. We can't worry about that now. We got to worry about winning the West, getting in the playoffs, trying to get another World Series. But, yeah, Boras is now clearly he's the guy, and you got to go through him now.
Yeah, and I was watching MLB Network, and they're talking about the Astros and which team did they feel more confident about making to the playoffs this year. And they all said the Tigers because they had the biggest lead in their division. But the second team that they mentioned was the Astros, just because they have a 5-game lead in the AL West. And the Mariners are playing the Twins right now. That's why I thought about it. But Jeremy Pena has been a big reason why they've been playing so well, even without Yordan Alvarez. So next, we'll talk about the next guy that's going to help the Astros get back to the World Series. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day.
Man, sometimes we love overstating things, but I can't overstate enough why you need to go to ruget.com/LockedOnMLB and use the promo code LockedOnMLB to get 15% off today. Guys, you probably have heard of Viagra and Cialis, and maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Ruget Ready. Ruget Ready is the next generation prescription treatment designed to amplify everything going on. You know where. Unlike the usual pills that can take hours, Ruget's 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast, on average at 15 minutes. Effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay confident and in control when the moment is right. Now, if your traditional options haven't worked, Ruget might be the answer. Over 150,000 men have already made the switch. You will love their completely online connections with a board-certified doctor. It ships free and discreetly to your door, and you can read the real customer reviews on their site. It's helping a lot of people feel more confident and present in the moment. So head to ruget.com/LockedOnMLB and use the code LockedOnMLB to get 15% off today. That's rugiet.com/LockedOnMLB. Use the promo code LockedOnMLB for 15% off.
Hey guys, has your GM promised you more performance in the lineup? Has your GM promised you left-handed in the lineup? Well, he has delivered with Taylor Trammell. So Taylor Trammell is coming up from his rehab stint, and he's been recovering from a injury he incurred during spring training, and he's looking to make a comeback. I know he hasn't played a lot with the Houston Astros that much at all. I mean, at all during the regular season. But he has some time with the Seattle Mariners. He was a top prospect. He was drafted in I believe it was the first round in 2016 by the Reds. So he is a former top prospect. He is a guy that maybe some teams gave up on, including the Mariners. But he has a career 167 batting average with 15 home runs. He has 39 RBIs, 4 stolen bases in his major league career. Is he the answer? No, but I think, Brett, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that he is probably a 4th or 5th outfielder at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he is because of the injuries, but when the injuries end, someone's going to have to go. Someone's going to have to be trade bait. We can always, remember the legend Shea Whitcomb. He came up here and sat the bench. So
he's going back down now, too.
I know that was weird. And it, to me, it made no sense. But I don't make those decisions. But yeah, no, we're not overplaying our hand with Taylor Trammell. This guy's a former first round pick. I know Eric likes to.
That's left-handed, dude.
Okay, Eric, stop. Okay, I know we also signed 2 lefties yesterday to minor league contracts. It doesn't mean these guys are going to impact the lineup. Now, Trammell offers you a guy that can come in right away because he's on the roster, right? So you do have that. And the Astros are trying to take what they have and use it and maximize it. I mean, while he's here, you might as well maximize him. While he's here, you might as well give him an opportunity, unless his name's Shea Whitcomb. So the Houston Astros really have set before them some things that they need to figure out. One of the things they don't have to figure out, Jake Myers is having a career year. Jeremy Pena is having a career year. Jose Altuve is still hitting really well. Mauricio Dubon is playing out of his mind right now. Mauricio Dubon needs more regular, games. And gosh, if Melton wasn't injured with that ankle injury and all these other things, it would be a perfect scenario. And I mean, can you imagine if Yordan was on this team? Can you imagine if this whole club was healthy?
Right.
How much better the record would be, Eric?
Yeah, I don't think that Trammell is going to take a lot of playing time from
No.
Jose Altuve. Cam Smith is still going to be playing most of the time in right field. Jake Myers is the everyday center fielder. At the beginning of the year, there's a lot of question marks with Jake Myers, but like you said, he's having a career year. So there's not a lot of playing time. So that's why I think we both agree that this is, in the way Mauricio Dubon is playing, you've got to have him in the lineup at some place. And you can have him play left field. You can have him play center field. You can have him play wherever. So, but this is another guy that can play the outfield. If you want to put Altuve as a DH, if you want to have, instead of having Cooper Hummel out there, I know that he's a converted infielder that's playing outfield. So this is a pure outfielder that can go out there and give you some sole base abilities, some potential pop, another lefty. Because I know we talked about it yesterday, but John Singleton is back. So another lefty down in the future that the Astros could call on. But we don't really know what's going on with Yordan Alvarez. So the Astros are just trying to mix and match until they get the slugger back, because who knows if he comes back before the All-Star break, if he comes back immediately after the All-Star break, what's going on with him? Because there's not really any positive signs that he's near a comeback.
Yeah, and we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard any different. Nothing. There's no, news to report. They say no news is good news, but I don't think in this case. I mean, I anticipate he's going to be out past the All-Star break. I don't see any reason to rush him back before the All-Star break gets here. But Eric, we've got some definite, we've got some pitchers duels coming up here at Daikin Park on Tuesday night, Dollar Hot Dog Night. You have Ranger Suarez versus Framber Valdez, Eric. And that first matchup is going to be a good one. Look, we've got two of our best pitchers. They've got two of their best pitchers going in this series. Hunter Brown's going to game 3. In between those two, I believe Colton Gordon is game 2. And Zach Wheeler is one of the pitchers that will be seen, that the Astros will be seeing. So Philadelphia not only brings in great pitching, they bring in really good hitters. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper's not having his MVP caliber season, but he's still Bryce Harper. Trey Turner always seems to do something. Sosa is great. He's had a great year for the Phillies. So they've got a lineup that can hit. They score a lot of runs. They don't give up a lot of runs. So you have to hope that the magic of being home and having one of the best records in major leagues at home bodes well for you. Because Eric, if this team can win these next 2 series, that's going to say a lot and give a lot of respect to this team, even as wounded as they are at this point.
Well, you've heard of Cal Riley with the Mariners. He's having a pretty good year. I believe he has 31 home runs. Well, Kyle Schwarber has 24 home runs with 55 RBIs.
Yeah.
He is crushing the ball. He also has 88 strikeouts. So he's one of those pure swing and miss or hit a home run type of guy, Adam Dunn type of material, but he's got a 249 batting average.
You put Adam Dunn on that guy? You don't think he's better than Adam Dunn? I think he's better than
Adam
Dunn.
He's a little bit better than Adam Dunn, but he strikes out a lot. That's what I'm trying to say there. Would I love to have Schwarber on the team? Sure.
You should have said Ryan Howard. That would be a good Philadelphia connection.
Okay.
That dude, Ryan Howard was what we wanted Chris Carter to be as an Astro.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, because Ryan Howard was like an MVP candidate one year. Go ahead. Sorry.
Trey Turner has 9 home runs. I believe Bryce Harper is injured. We need to look that up, but I'm pretty sure he is. But the rest of the guys have below 9 home runs. I know the Astros, I believe that still Paredes is leading with 15 home runs. Then you have Pena with 11. So we don't have a big basher like Schwarber, but the Astros are learning to win a little bit differently. So I know that this would be a clash of 2 good teams. It's I think the Phillies are going to be the toughest matchup for the Astros in a while. And so interesting. We could talk about this a little bit more, but the Phillies record is 47-31. NL East, and the Astros is 45-33. So they have 2 more wins. We'll go ahead and talk about this more. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. Go and make your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, go and check us out.
Hey everybody, Monarch Money is our sponsor today, and we're going to tell you about them because right now if you use the code Locked On MLB for 50% off, you'll get that on your full first year. Ever check that bank account and wonder where the money went, or go out dining, or you look at the online shopping, or all the Astros tickets or jerseys or shoes or hats you bought? Well, Monarch Money comes in as your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When I started using Monarch Money, I realized how much I was spending on food, on all kinds of stuff. It helps you budget smarter. It helps you track spending, check your finances. So many things you can do. Managing your money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts, go and check us out. So I am in Spokane, Washington. So it's interesting out here. A lot of pine trees. It's very mountainy. It's pretty awesome out here.
How cool is it? What's the temperature?
I didn't look. It's not like super cold, but it's actually nice temperature out here. So let me see.
I'm sure it's a lot more comfortable than when I was out there today mowing my lawn.
74.
74. And living the rough life there. So yeah, I was just looking at Bryce Harper. I thought that he had come back, but he had a setback on his injury. They expect him to come back in the next few days. Just like last night. And look, with him being out, the Phillies have won 10 of the last 15 games without him. Okay. So it says right here, Bryce Harper says on the ESPN broadcast that he took 45 swings today and 45 swings yesterday. He says it would be great if he could come back in the next 10 days, but says it's early in the process. And this was 11 hours ago from the Sporting News. So he won't. I thought he might return by this series, but he obviously has. I didn't realize he had a setback. I knew he had the injury, but I thought he was on schedule. I don't follow Bryce Harper injury news as much as I should probably. But yeah, Bryce Harper stays hurt. But hey, when Bryce Harper is healthy, that dude can mash. That dude can play a game of baseball, and he just got that. He's got that dog mentality in him. But this series, Eric, is going to come down to not just our pitching, because the pitching is going to be there. It's going to come down to the offense, and the offense putting up 4 or more runs. And that's what they're going to have to do to beat the Phillies. You don't want 1 to 2 games, but in 1-run games, we actually have a good record in 1-run games. So I believe we're like 14-7 in 1-run games. So not a bad clip there. Good at home. You know, you got 2 of your 2 aces on the mound. So
right.
I like the series. I like a series win versus the Phillies. And I think the Cubs are vulnerable too, but the Cubs score a heck of a lot of points as well. I mean, heck of a lot of runs as well. I said points. When I think in hockey, or what is this, basketball? What are we doing? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna have to also face Kyle Tucker, so that's gonna be interesting to face
with the Cubs. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kyle Tucker. I plan on being there Friday night. Welcoming King Tuck back. I will not boo him. I will cheer him. Now I'm not going to cheer him if he hits a home run, but you know.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, what do you think people would do? You think that they'll go ahead and boo him or what? But
no, Kyle Tucker caught the last out of the last World Series in 2022. Kyle Tucker didn't, you know, it's not like like compared to like Juan Soto leaving New York, like the crash out was it was crazy, Eric, because those people were like, we trusted you. We give you our heart. And I'm like, dude, y'all get way too emotional about one player in a season. It was crazy. There shouldn't be any booing of Kyle Tucker. Now, if Kyle Tucker would have left and signed with somebody else and flipped the bird at the camera and said, F you, Houston, oh yeah, boo him. But no, man, I mean, Kyle Tucker, and you could tell he was a little like when he was taken back by the whole thing when it happened. The first interview he did, I was like, ooh, he's not really into this like I thought he would be. But he's found his place, dude. Pete Crow Armstrong, I mean, that whole Cubs lineup is a fun lineup. They had a lot of home runs. They've got a lot of offense. And, you know, PCA and those guys are leaning on Kyle Tucker's veteran presence. And so he's using it. But I hope the Astros beat him. I hope he goes home a loser, but I won't boo him.
So the Phillies overall offense is a little bit better than the Astros, but the Astros pitching on paper is a little bit better. I know they've got the sexier names, so to speak, but I think that you have like you said, the top two pitchers going. So it's just a matter of which does Framber Valdez bring his A game, and how does Hunter Brown respond from his last game that got a little heated? And that kind of leads me into the next topic, which is Yordan Alvarez. I know he's on the All-Star ballot, and I saw that the Astros were really kind of pushing him for an All-Star game. And I don't want to say it, but the Astros are almost a better team since he's gone on the IL. I think it's not because necessarily he's gone, but I think the team has just stepped it up since he's gone on the IL. But Brett, what are the updated standings for the All-Star voting?
Well, so I've got a couple of them right here. I believe this is the Jeremy Pena one. Yeah, right here. Jeremy Pena, look at that. 600,000 votes to 1.1 million to Jacob Wilson. Houston, what are you doing? Like,
let's rock the boat.
We're not
Get out there.
Rock the vote. Eric's stuck in 1998. Rock the vote. Who says that anymore? Does MTV even exist? I'm joking. So Jacob Wilson, I get it. Look, but when you compare these guys, when you compare all three guys, Jerry Pena has them on WAR. And I just here, hold on. I got this comparison. I'm gonna load it up here because I want our people to see it. Isaac Paredes needs to be higher. He deserves a nod. If they're gonna put Jose Altuve at second base, he's only like 10,000 votes out of second. So we've got to get these guys in there, Eric, and we got to get them to the final votes. I think voting goes through Thursday. Well, my computer's not letting me upload this graphic, but let's look at Isaac Paredes. Isaac Paredes is fifth. Okay, Addison Barger.
Bregman's hurt. Come on.
I know. Okay, Bregman's hurt. Zach McKinstry's having a good year, yes, in Detroit. But Paredes fifth? This team wouldn't be where they are without Isaac Paredes, man. What are we doing here, kids? Hold on. I've got this comparison. Here you go. Look at that, Jake. Look at Jerry Pena, a full point WAR over Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, that's a comparison right there. I mean, I'm sorry. I think Jeremy Pena is the guy that should be in first. He's in third, and I don't like that. And we need to fix that, Astros fans. I have been giving Jake Myers some of my votes, and I have been giving some other votes. I actually gave a couple votes to Cam Smith today because I think he's playing like a Gold Glove right fielder. Now, he hasn't gotten a majority of my votes, and I don't vote the same exact way every single day, but there is at least one Astro in every one of my votes. So there's guys that deserve it. We know it's a popularity contest, but Yordan Alvarez should not be fourth in the DH voting. He should not even be in the top 10. He's not even going to be held. Even if he comes back, there's no way they're going to let him swing a bat in the All-Star game. Absolutely not. So, yeah, it's crazy. Well, but why would the social media team of a major league team, why would they put that out there?
Well, he still is if he gets elected to be All-Star, it still goes on his record as an All-Star.
Okay. That's actually not a bad counter argument.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
Somebody would replace him on the roster, so it's not like they'll be like, "Hey, I know your hand's broken, but go ahead and play an All-Star game."
This is the same team that celebrated the team doctor.
This one counts.
Hey, this is the same team that celebrated the team doctor the weekend after everybody found out Jordan's hand was broken. So, I mean, look, I sometimes I wonder why they make the decisions they do. And I'm not the only one that says it. Like, I'm just saying it with the microphone. I see it all over social media. But go vote for the Astros that deserve it. Hey, go vote for the guys that deserve it. Freaking Shohei Ohtani today pitched an inning, 2 strikeouts, and he had 5 RBIs at the plate. I mean, he came in as a reliever because they're trying to work him in.
Right.
That dude deserves to be on the All-Star team. That dude's just playing out of his mind. So.
Well, there's some concern with Shohei Ohtani and the fact that since he started pitching, his batting average has taken a decline. He had 1 home run today, and
that's what I'm saying.
But since he started pitching, he's only batting .222 overall. So they're saying that because he's starting to pitch, that's kind of taken away from his hitting. And when he really started to take off at the plate was when he wasn't pitching. So can he really truly be as successful as a two-way player?
Right.
When he's focusing on both sides of the game. And so that's going to define what the legacy of Shohei Ohtani is going to be, because he's a great player no matter what happens to him. So he wants to pitch. He wants to be that two-way player. So if it's up to the Dodgers, they'll be, hey, we just want you to hit. But I think that he wants to be that two-way player. But it would be exciting to see an Astro be able to do that someday. And the Astros had some players in the past. I know AJ Reed turned out to be nobody, but he could have been somebody that could have been two-way player. There's also been some other prospects that haven't really panned out, but I would like to see one day a two-way player with the Astros. Shohei Ohtani is probably not coming to Houston, but it'll be a nice little story.
Well, on that topic though, Eric, I really don't. I mean, it's such an anomaly. It's such a difficult thing to do on a consistent basis. I just think this guy's a unicorn, man. I just think that he is a once in a, not just a lifetime, but multiple generation player. It's unreal what he does. Super talented guy. And I mean, honestly, he's a good dude. Like he's nice. He's kind. He's cordial. I mean, so it's great for baseball.
Okay, Brett, take off your homer hat for a second. And realistically, what do you think this series is going to, how do you think this series is going to go?
Take off my homer hat.
Yeah.
Well, if everything goes the Astros way, you can win 2 of 3. Okay. But if it goes the way of the Phillies are coming in with a much more powerful team, things like that offensively, then if the Astros pitchers make mistakes, the Phillies, they can take advantage of that. The Astros win maybe 1 out of 3, but I don't think either team's going to sweep. There will be a few mistake pitches away from winning 2 games or winning 1. That's what I think. Yeah. And you may have some 8 to 7 games. You may have some 5 to 6 games, but in 1-run games, they have a really good record. And the Cubs, look, I just want them to win 4 of their next 6 games. Is that realistic? I don't know. If they go 3-3 and split it that way, I mean, hey, lose a series, win a series. But I'm going to take the Astros, win 2 out of 3 from the Phillies.
I would think that the tough game will not be the Tuesday game. I think it'll be the Wednesday game. I believe it's going to be Colton Gordon versus Zach Wheeler. If I remember.
Oh yeah, Zach Wheeler's a stud. Yes,
I think that's going to be a tough game. Not only is it the rookie on the mound, but Wheeler's given the Astros fits in the past. So I think that's going to be the tough game. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a tough series, and the Astros have got to go out and do what they've been doing. If they pitch good, get enough runs to win. And if you pitch bad, score, outslug them like you've been doing.
Like Eric says,
score more runs than the other team.
Score more runs, you're going to win.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. He is Brett Chancey, and we are the Locked On Astros podcast. Go and make us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go and make us your first listen. Go and check out Michael Connor on the Locked On Astros podcast as well. And we will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be talking about an Astros victory. And welcome to the Astros, Taylor Trammell.
Go Stros. Welcome. He didn't just get here. He's been here a while.
Well,
been injured.
He hasn't been an Astro.